I went too soon that time, didn't I?
Maybe.
You were in sync with me.
Yeah.
What if from now on, when Kenneth says 3, we all count down 2, 1, Wednesday?
I think it's going to
So
get more
goodbye.
complicated.
I think
Mm-hmm.
We're,
And,
we're,
and the
barely,
whole
we're
point,
barely managing with a Wednesday, okay?
and the
let's
whole
see what
point ain't
ways we could
to,
just sabotage ourselves in general.
I would like
It
to
ain't-
bring in a pitch pipe.
Mhm. And it ain't about
mean,
synchronizing. It's about getting Craig to record your channel so that you got the audio going.
Yeah.
Eh,
I think it's just latency. That's
Yeah.
the reason it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we did it in
100%.
we did it in person and got it perfectly on our first try. So
Oh, I had to fight off the temptation to fuck that one up.
Yep.
Alright, so to get us actually started, last time you gentlemen ventured down the Firefall, avoiding the local, more or less, wildlife. You managed to find a large cache of purple worm eggs rather quickly, and had Varney lead the worms on a merry chase while you secured them. And you managed to avoid the Baylor Lord that lived down there, escaping back up to Zernikainen. So you don't actually know if he's still down there or not anymore.
Is Purple Worm parkour going to be a new national sport?
Mhm.
Very high
Right up there
mortality
with
rate.
Blood Pig.
I feel like if you guys are familiar with the game Dead Rising 2, where they made driving motorcycles through crowds of zombies an extreme sport, I feel like that's one of those, yeah, this is going to backfire terribly, and then it does.
Loki.
Mhm.
It will it'll really tickle me if in the Starfinder game we come across planetary planetary blood pig.
Yes. Anyway,
Somehow.
you brought the eggs
Oh, go
back to Avora, who informed you that the enchantment on the jars would accelerate the growth until near hatching, then hold them in stasis. As you were leaving, she handed her memento of her fallen lover to Zeph, the axe that he has just barely used thus far because he didn't want to lock in the Bane trait for the day, Lehengosya.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted it to be drow, not what was that, a dog?
It would have been animal, yeah, or beast. Afterwards, Varney met up with Nadia of the Mosslight to discuss how best to enable the escape of a large chunk of the slave population. His idea was to have the worms burrow a new tunnel, whereas she suggested bringing down the gate walls, or the various gate houses. From there, you set off to intercept the slave convoy, taking out the guards with minimal casualties among those you sought to rescue. Towards the end of the fight, the forces aligned with Mosslight made themselves known and helped mop up the caravan guards, which was about when we ended it. I don't recall if I had the leader introduce himself or not.
No, I think the ogres showed up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he showed up and asked you a question if you were the ones that Nadi had said would join this guy here. Known as Bebin. You had handled yourselves well, he says as the ogres begin fishing the carts out of the spiked up area.
And out of character, I'm trying to remember. We only had one civilian casualty from.
Yes, that's why I said minimal casualties.
Yeah. Okay. It was not too challenging, but got a little tricky a bit there. But all in all, I had a good time jumping from cart to cart. Glad we got the people to safety, or at least free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you'll follow us, as they begin to pull the carts, or lead the surviving wizards off to pull the carts. away from the road that you ambushed them on, deeper into this moss-ridden, semi-forest cavern. So, what causes you lot to turn against the other drow? Not that I've ever known them to need much reason.
I think Raj would look towards Varney. I think this is a little bit more of his, Does are we with the these are the
Moss Light people,
Moss Light,
yeah.
yes.
yeah, so
Yes, he'd have introduced himself as Bevan, ostensible leader of the Moss Light.
Mm.
He prefers fighting to actually leading, so the lieutenants tend to handle.
Let me out of character think about a good lie here because I do have the bluff.
Thorn just blurts out, "Oh, we're not even really drow."
oh,
This is
Fair
why I assume Soren's been told not to speak to people.
Mhm.
And this
Twitch
has been
face
directed to.
palm.
I don't say it out loud, but this is one of those thoughts that I'd have. Like, this is probably why Soren isn't told not to talk to people without being spoken to first. Because
He
they
looks
ask
at
him.
Soren quite weirdly and then walks up to him, takes a few big sniffs. They smell like drow, but slightly off.
be cautious around that one. His magic is a little interesting on the mind, and his is interesting as a result as well.
I put a friendly hand on this guy and I give him a vision of madness.
Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Once he recovers from the zonk,
Yeah,
you see
Mhm. If you want to know why we are turning against the drow, and I point to Desoren, that would be why. You would find exposure to that one over a prolonged period of time opens your mind to other perspectives.
Big toothy grin.
interesting. Anyway,
I think he might remember reincarnating or something. It's strange.
yeah. I do know that druids can do that, but he does not seem a druid to me.
well, in a way, he's right. We're not really drow, not like these drow.
Yeah, here we go again.
What are drow when it comes down to no? Just
Oh yeah.
We
I
prefer the term deep elf.
that's what your mom said.
You know my mom.
I don't know. Sorry.
The correct response was intimately.
Gotcha. I think Raj would lean over to Barney and like, is this one of the people we're trying to curry favor with as far as, or is he just a man on the job? I don't that all the land players seem, similar rank to me in my mind. I don't know.
When in doubt, be kind to everyone.
Sure. What's the next step going forward with this group?
I suspect for now we were just smarter to listen. See what happens.
Gotcha.
Good plan on how we're actually planning to get all of these drow out of the city. I have a couple of ideas, but maybe now's not the time to get into the nitty gritty.
No, I could be interested in that. It is a long walk.
Well, and he would gesture to Varney. Varney found a route that might be adequate. Varney?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were still talking. I have devised a plan to utilize some captured purple worm eggs to open a route in which the slaves of the city could have a mass exodus.
Hmm.
The dark lands outside of the city are not exactly safe, but the people would have more of a fighting chance than from within their bondage.
Yes. Yes, a new tunnel would be unexpected, but how do you propose to command it to dig without eating anyone? You said you had eggs, but it will come after the egg, will it not?
It is a plan in progress, I will admit. Alternatively, it could be used to target a gatehouse.
I like the purple worm plan. That gives us an easy way to get them out. Though I would put forward that it won't be easy to smuggle every drow out of the city at the same time, so some planning might be in order on maybe a secret route and trickling the slaves out of the city so that by the time we're done here, everyone is safe and sound up top.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and show these last
Mhm.
two to people because they're custom items.
I've been mulling the idea over in my head if you'd like to hear more, but this is really Varney's plan.
There's much time for talking, as I said.
Varney?
I have divulged all my plan that I have concocted so far. If you have more ideas, speak them aloud.
Well, I will say that we should separate the slaves into priority groups. The sick, the injured, the children and elderly, those would be, we'll call it priority group white. These are the ones who exit the city first. We trickle them out over a number of days or weeks, and then we move on to priority gray, which would be our. I have this written down somewhere because I actually have been planning for the Exodus. Let me see. Yes. Well, now it's not pulling up. Let's try that one more time.
Oh, ouch.
You all right, Cope?
Yep. It's that comment.
Priority group gray would be those. I don't have the exact write up here, but priority group gray would be those who are less able to defend themselves, where we found out, and priority group black would be the final people to leave the city, the stronger, healthier slaves in the city, the gladiators, the dock workers. Those, if in the final moments of our escape we got into a fight, might be able to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Would it not be more prudent to merge the strong folk with the sick and injured? Sending the sick, injured, and children into open wilderness filled with dangerous subterranean predators sounds like it's leading to a massacre.
Indeed. Yes.
That is
Eats way too
the
smart for him.
catch, but with your purple wormhole, hopefully they wouldn't have to traverse too much of the Underdark themselves. We'd of course scout it out, and maybe one of us could go with them. I honestly doubt at this point that there's much in this place that could hurt the one of us.
Well, you need not worry too much about your white group. Sickly slaves tend not to last very long in Zirnakanen. We try to secret out those we can, but our resources are strapped so that we cannot take particularly good care of them if they do need much attention. Those who can do backline work are still quite valued.
Yes, still, I would insist children and elderly leave the city first. I feel like that's a logical first step, and they're the least likely to be noticed as we continue to drain the city dry of its most valuable resource. Yes, I have here gray would be civilians, craftsmen, laborers, and families. And black, anyone physically capable of enduring circumstances if they became difficult. Still, it is a good point. Maybe there would be logic in creating a ratio of black priority slaves to slip into our white priority group for defensive measures, though I think the most secure way would be for one of us to accompany them.
Mm-hmm. Deep Gnome speaks up beside you that you hadn't noticed before. Yes. We do have something of a plan for evacuating people, but our main entrances only allow for one or two at a time to move through. Thus why perhaps you were suggested to, if you could, destroy the gatehouses. With them down, dozens could leave abreast. I'm sure you've seen them. They're large edifices.
Raj will lean over to Twitch, abreast, side by side. Not what we were
Yes.
thinking.
Though would leave them on the main roads for some period of time. But those are also the safest.
What do you think, Varney?
I feel like we're already working on a compressed timetable here. We have a higher chance of success if we do a big push by doing something like demolishing the gatehouse, rather than setting up a prolonged plan to smuggle them out one by one. You can only create so much chaos, and the longer an operation goes on, the exponential increase of discovery.
Yes, and the founding festival is coming up soon. Even on a normal day, for everyone we secret out, that increases the chances of those left behind being, well, fed to the dark beneath. But that increases exponentially during those 4 days. I do have an idea to cause a great blow and distraction to them. Perhaps you've heard that the primary temple to the demon lords is along the ceiling of the main cavern. What did they call it? He looks lost in thought. Well, it matters not. If you succeed at this, it won't exist anymore, you see. Yes, Vivernus, that was it. It is the home of the 12 grand temples of the demon lords. But through careful allocation of resources, I've managed to stockpile a great deal of black powder, as well as these. And he holds up a pair of worn leather gloves. You see, if you could get these into the walls of those temples, it would cause a reverberating blast that would detach it from the ceiling, causing it to crash into the city below.
Just now, how do those gloves work?
Yes, these are gloves of shaping. They allow you to mold stone as though it were merely clay.
Out of curiosity, what is directly below that building?
That's the Richie Drow quarter, if I remember correctly. By the
Yes.
yeah, actually, if I believe on this splash screen here, it's this tower-like building, if I remember correctly.
Now that is Ilnock, the
Okay.
seat of government. It is a dome that I don't see on the ceiling anywhere.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a reverse dome, but yeah, it is over the richer, nicer part of the
Yeah,
city.
it's not suspended over the poor innocent slave district.
Twitch is gonna put his arm around that guy and start walking him and talking him. And so, just how much black powder are we talking here? And how did you get that? How are y'all familiar with black powder? Do y'all have weapons down here?
Well, I mean, as I said, it took a great deal of time and effort to build up this cache. Let me see. I actually wrote it down, and I remember joking about how I'm on a list because I was like, "How much does a cubic foot of black powder weigh?" I know it was like 16 kegs was like the max capacity of the bag of holding they have for it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's quite a bit.
All right. And so, what's your plan here? Use these gloves to disconnect the tower from the ceiling, and then it falls, and boom.
I believe it is somewhere over this middle section, Urshvar, which is not quite the super nice, rich part of this main city, but it is the majorly drow part. Yes, and he'll go into optimal placement for demolition of such a structure. How with
Use the
some
gloves to open up a space and then stuff it full of gunpowder, and kaboom.
Yeah, like
Alright.
sticking dynamite in a blasting hole. So
Yeah.
that most of the force goes into the surrounding rock.
Firecracker goes off in your hand, no problem. Close your
Mhm.
fist around firecracker, big problem.
Mm-hmm. Very much so, yes. Are you alchemist as well? I've studied such arts, but rarely do I meet anyone down here that at least is a free person.
Yeah, well, it's something I kind of picked up here and there, and it's always kind of fascinated me. Even since I was a little elf, I just like to watch things explode.
I see. That is a nice bonus to the job, I suppose.
Have you worked at all with projectiles and using the blast to send objects?
I have heard of such devices, but I haven't seen them in person. Is that what is, he looks you over. Yes, is that what you have there?
Wait a minute, out of character. Am I still carrying my pistols?
I would assume
I
so.
think you've used them a few times, I thought.
I think I haven't. Since we've been a drow, I've just been using my hand crossbows. I thought I hid those in the handy haversack so that I wouldn't look out of place.
Yeah, well, rewind and just
Yep.
general curiosity about the idea.
Yeah, I've kind of toyed with it, and just like you talk about the idea of putting the gunpowder into a hole, I've thought, well, what if you could direct that force instead of it exploding around it? What if you could direct it down like a tunnel or a tube? And then what if it could push something in front of it to make the blast go even further? Kind of like a crossbow
Mm-hmm.
or a blow
Yeah.
dart.
Yes, as I said, I've heard of such devices. Never seen one in person, and it seems a bit of a risk to try to develop one on such a tight budget as we have down here. I'm ever grateful for the Mosslight rescuing me from, as we did with these folks here. As he gestures to the carts surrounding you.
Mhm.
But Even though we are sponsored in some ways, it is difficult to get anything particularly fancy.
Understood. Well, you've gotten done well hoarding this much firepower, so we'll definitely put it to use.
Hmm.
Here filling his pockets.
Mhm.
Yes, it would be very good to be.
Did
put
you
to
say
heavenly
Kier?
use.
The name is
Yes, he did.
Twitch.
Sorry.
Look,
We
all
were
of
talking
us
about
short people
alchemists.
aren't the
My
same.
bad. My
Small and likes
bad. Well,
explosions. It's not too much different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here.
all the goblins are the same.
One of them was a former druggie, and the other one is Kier.
Hmm.
Pirate.
So- Someday Twitch is gonna take up smoking, and it's just gonna instantly kill him.
Mm.
his little rat lungs.
No,
take
it's just
it.
one sparkle hit his pockets full of gunpowder.
Well, just
I'll be
the
dead.
residue of gunpowder all over him. He just ignites. All right, keep that in mind.
Starts changing his picture to a naked mole rat equivalent.
Oh God, hairless chihuahua.
God, that sounds like something the Skaven from Warhammer would do: is coat their fur in gunpowder and then run into battle carrying a torch to be seeking bombs.
Put a pin in that. Good idea.
Hmm.
Which
Well,
are, of course,
food.
painted red because that lets them go faster.
Skaven, not orcs.
Yeah, exactly.
Orcs already do that with squigs. They load them up. They shove a bunch of dynamite and stuff in their mouth and have them charge at stuff.
Mhm.
I think they
there's-
even just call it a bomb
Skaven.
squid.
Yeah, bomb squig. Yeah. God,
I
they're
greatly
funny.
Skaven in
enjoyed
40K.
the water
Skaven are not
oil
40K,
floats
they're
on water.
fantasy.
I don't see why the orcs in
Okay.
40K couldn't do that, but
Sorry, what you were saying, Cope?
Enjoyed the meme y'all sent of the oil floats on water.
yeah, the troll logic with orcs.
Mm.
Okay, well, if there isn't anything more specific, then it takes about 3 hours of walking to get to the safe house outside the city that the Mosslight are leading these people to. It is a similarly hidden cave, although this one doesn't have a fancy disappearing door. It does appear to be within a similar ore vein that would block scrying. Inside is, again, nowhere near as nice, but a very large tent city full of assorted peoples from the surface and the Underdark. Apparently trying to make a life for themselves here. Yes. Welcome to Mosslight. There is enough food to go around, but ultimately we need to find a way to get these people to a more permanent place.
Had you had any luck finding that permanent place?
It is hard to want anywhere near here. What with the drow slaver raids. But there are directions we could go if they were suitably distracted. The surface folk, though, would probably do best to be taken to the surface. I'm told you mentioned the dwarf nation somewhere.
Yes, the Five Kings Mountain. I do not believe it is too entirely far. They're imperfect, but they're not the drow.
Few beings are, thankfully.
Five kings would never get along.
Yeah. Sylphic has told you of his plan as we walked. You're welcome to stay here for the night or however you wish. But I do not know of anything impending that can be done. It is nearly the Founding Day festival, though his plan would cause great disruption. It would stress our facility here if we did not have anywhere to take people. I must be honest with you. As he let slip, we are sponsored in a way by some rich drow to take out people they don't like. I believe they called it a cat's paw. I don't know what a cat is, but if it has anything to do with the drow, it is not good.
Terrible beasts.
Zeph sneezes. Or not Zeph,
Everybody-
sorry, Raj.
Raj. Everybody
So-
looks at Raj.
That is why, largely, we have worked piecemeal. Doing what we can, but we need something to enable a massive blow. Maybe you can be that thing.
If we're lucky.
I don't know. Either way, I am just a lizard that likes to smash heads. Make ourselves whatever you wish of the facilities, or return to town. That was the last convoy coming in for the festival. And with that, they will need to deplete their local stocks for their festival.
Well, we appreciate your hospitality.
He nods and walks off into the crowds.
I turn to the rest of the group and say, all right. Oh, sorry, my apologies. All right. We will need to have a meeting with all of us to discuss our plan. The festival is nearly upon us. And I do not believe we can sit idly by while so many slaves get sacrificed. No? Look around to the rest of the group.
I'm ready to
Yes,
take some
we did
action.
best to do something about that. While we were talking about our escape plans, Discovery was brought up as a concern, though. I think Discovery might not be such a bad thing after all if we can spin it in the right way. I mean, after all, we're already working under technically House Azranai, right? Maybe by somehow sabotaging the festival, we can turn the other drow against them, as we had planned to do when we originally came down here.
Don't we have a meeting with somebody? Would that disrupt that meeting and whatever we intend to do there?
Well, they don't have to know our faces, they just have to know that it was House Azranai.
A false flag that is a true flag. This is not a terrible plan. Still, we have precious little time to distribute the eggs. We have a great many, but we do need to choose our targets.
Always divide and conquer with that.
We must.
There's also the issue of how do we get them inside these other houses?
Well, that's
Or
why we are
whatever-
choosing targets.
Whatever targets. Yeah,
Defensive
whatever targets we pick.
structures, temples. I do believe the temple should be high on our list. This is not the first time I have heard the locals refer to that place with Zaya.
So, question: we've got multiple levels here. If we put an egg on the top layer of their civilization, will a worm go through the bottom layer, the middle layer to get to the top layer, or would it come through the ceiling?
Depends on how well we motivate it.
The worm's
We did-
nest from below, so most likely.
we did talk about lining them up in a way, if possible, timing them in a way where it's luring them deeper and deeper, rather than necessarily a free for all. Coordinated
Mm,
disruption could be more beneficial to us if we know when it's happening, especially if we use it to.
Purple worms are.
Mhm.
Blue circle.
Yeah,
Purple
grab that
worms
icon real
are,
quick to drop where you think you want them on the city.
They are a particularly hard creature to control. Particularly with the fact that they can burrow through solid stone. That otherwise, I'd say, find a place where they have no other choice but to burrow down. But that's significantly harder with a creature like this.
Mm-hmm.
This map, or these three maps, what's the top, what's the middle, and what's the bottom?
eh, line. Here, just there, up here is the rich neighborhood up top. Zirnikanen. Well, technically, it's all three. This is Cockerdavrin. I'm not going to try to pronounce that again. It is the middle layer, and then Rigurnin up here, the Forge District, is the lowest layer.
Oh, from top to bottom, 1, 2, and then 3.
Mm,
Damn it, Ping. Seems to me we got some obvious targets in the gates. And somewhere around here on the ceiling is the temple we wanna explode.
mhm.
Oh yeah, and then
Maybe
the
it's
other gate
worth-
over there.
And the plan is to use black
Maybe-
powder for that rather than the worm.
I mean, or both.
Maybe it's worth doing some research into purple worms themselves. If we
Turn and
even
look at
lost
Twitch.
one of them.
Yeah. Twitch has already done it. What's your question?
Oh, have you already researched the purple worms?
Yeah, I read what I could find in their libraries here.
Well, is there anything that particularly motivates them? Something they would want to stay away from, or something they would be motivated to catch? This would be a scent that they would be attracted to that we could subtly cover our target locations in. Otherwise, I'm worried about how much collateral damage something like that beast could cause.
Knowledge nature.
Yeah, I mean, the book you found was mostly about their physiology, but if you want to try to recall something. No, you just kind of know how to kill them.
I know they want to find their eggs, but that's from the druid lady.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be using our eggs as bait.
I thought
Where
that's
did you do
literally
this
what we were
research?
doing.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Oh, I thought we were hatching the eggs. Okay.
No, we're drawing the worms from below up towards their eggs.
The idea as
Okay,
pitched
then.
was that the worm, when hatched and not able to find food, would emit a cry that the more adult worms would come to collect them.
Okay, that helps. But then the matter comes of putting the eggs where we want them to be without getting caught. How large is a purple worm egg?
About the size of a football.
Mhm.
Okay, not too big, could be concealed. Well, let's pick our locations, then we'll have to scout them out. And
Yeah, my
try
worry
to
is how we
figure
get in
out.
them. They're not just going to let us into the guard towers. You can't just walk up and put a strange suitcase next to the gate and walk away.
I mean, you got those fancy gloves of yours, don't you?
Yeah, we
Are
just
you
have
able to
like
just-
pockets in the ground for them to come and hatch in. Doesn't necessarily need to be exposed.
Digging underneath our locations is certainly an interesting idea. Though that requires a lot of time and manpower if we don't have anyone magically disposed to be able to burrow. And having seen our abilities so far, unless anyone has an objection, I'd go ahead and say none of us have that ability.
I mean, the closest any of us has had to unique travel like that is Devarney.
The high road is not precise in that manner, unfortunately. But I may be able to get us into some of the gatehouses. The Drow is a society based upon fear of losing one's station and of one's superior. That makes them easier to deceive than they would think. Additionally, these eggs, they were submerged in the ground somewhat, was they not, when you found them?
Yeah, I mean, at least partially buried.
We do not have to go deep into the fortress then, as you have those gloves that can mold the stone itself. We merely gain access to the outside of the building, create a hole, place the egg in it, then seals the hole again.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I was
makes
thinking.
sense.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
Mm.
you don't have to
That's
necessarily
pretty
go
easy.
in the building. You just scoop a hole, place it in, cover it back up so it doesn't look like we made a hole. And chances of finding a little egg in just a random spot pretty slim.
Especially if we do it like a day before the festival and before they would hatch anyway.
I'd also point out that you have 2 sets of the Miseraria Assassin garb, which lets you be invisible to dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Twitch and Raj could probably run that errand.
There you go.
So how many eggs did we have total?
18.
18. So we'll want to target the 2 citadels. It's going to be at least 1 egg each, probably more. And then we got the center of Elfland government. That's going to be the hardest to get access to, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if the Demon Temple takes public parishioners?
Offhand, no. I would say that the location of it would kind of reserve it to higher
Yep.
profile people who can afford a mount up there of some
Makes
sort.
sense. Makes
Do we
sense.
have any more root mushrooms of like airwalk? Because that
You
could
guys
give us
should have
more-
another round of them, yes.
Even without those, we do not need them. Twitch was quite insistent on buying a spider, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, so was I.
Technically,
Wasn't-
riding wizards can too, but
Mhm.
it's a yes.
But as far as if we want to try to get into the government area, might be easier to come in from above on the back end rather than anywhere else.
I assume we'll want to leave an egg in the house that we are currently staying in.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps.
Opens
Be
out
the
to the
easiest
floor.
one to set.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want the Citadel Ashir gate at the bottom of the middle?
I mean, I suppose we might as well devastate them all. I picked the two that were closest to Vostrak, but
Gotcha.
the last city is just like the Drow Richie Rich area, right?
It's.
I mean,
technically, it's their nickname for all of Zernikanen, but that district specifically holds that name. Yes.
gotcha. So, I mean,
New York situation.
yeah, maybe just stick a couple in some random places there, you know?
Yep. Yep.
I'm not trying to pick all the targets, so everyone let me know if you got ideas.
Like,
What's
Well,
his
Varney, I
highest
think
called
you have the most level head
Calderama?
about this kind of thing. We were both talking at the same time. Go ahead, Loki.
Sorry, what's House Caldrana?
Caldrana. Oh yeah, down there. That is one of the great. Well, it's actually one of the lesser houses. They are a forging house, mostly. I believe it is under noble families.
Wasn't there like a fort or some sort of like military? Like I know there's one on the ceiling, but is there anything else? Like what's Blister Font?
That is a water station for the Forge District.
Gotcha.
The main reason it had a name was because it was under command of. One of the houses was water barons. Basically, they worship Jubilix. Yeah, Tress and Noah.
What are the odds of? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was just going to remind that you only really know them from the one house guard being angry at a member of that house for rejecting him.
Gotcha.
But he did now, so you don't have to worry about that. Would point out that Voltarm, I think it is down there, is another pin that is like Vostract, but it is larger and more strong slaves like ogres and stuff and other races that are used for mining.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, Varney, I certainly think you're the most level-headed about this, but while military infrastructure and political hotspots are certainly priorities that we should take into account, I think targeting things that can bring Zernikanen to a permanent end would certainly be an interesting road to follow, depending on how many of these we have to spare.
6 have been put down at the moment by me.
So 11 left.
Guard barracks would be good targets. Is there like a market district?
There's a couple. You guys probably want to avoid the one in the slums region, but next to Venom Kiss, where you guys bought the spider, is one known as Ovessa. It is one of the major high-end markets. There are others kind of scattered about the city, but
Where's the heart of the festival going to be?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was kind of trying to get at. Where's the festival going to be? I was thinking like in a market district somewhere.
Different cults will be holding them at different of these plazas throughout the day.
I mean, the
Alright.
plazas might
Plaza.
be just good hits too, honestly.
Yeah, no, that'd
I
be great
agree.
for just sowing chaos.
If we hit the plazas during the festival, they'll be crowded with drow. They'll certainly panic and scatter, blocking the streets, making organized movement more difficult. And certainly every guard in the area will be more focused on stopping the threat at hand rather than chasing escaped slaves.
I feel like what's going to happen is most of the chaos we sow is going to be left to the common people, and the guards are just going to fortify whoever's paying them. Because I don't think they care about the common people very much here.
Another bigger target is you guys probably would have heard of it, but up here,
Centeno, Cost, Crew.
yeah, up here is kind of like the college area where like the royal families send their kids for training in various things.
Gossip
That
here,
actually
man.
brings up a thing that I could mention. I don't know how well it would play out, but if we capture somebody who's related to somebody we're trying to deal with, I can damage them through their family line.
That's
Well, we
Might
have
be able
the
to kill
purple
them,
worms.
I'm not sure
fascinating.
if we're gonna be able to kill them. But if we do that at the same time, the purple worms attacking a place that we know one of our targets might be, I could hurt or kill their family member, and then it'll weaken them for the purple worms, which might cause them to die in the process.
So you're both able to dust bodies, destroying evidence, and now take 2 hostages at once. That's fascinating.
I'll post this here for you guys to look at as the spell Blood Ties. It says damage is processed between targets, but it doesn't say healing is. So I could technically target somebody, hurt the person that I have hostage until they're almost dead, heal them, and keep damaging them for. And the duration is a day per level.
Another
So
thing I've just
this
thought
is.
of.
I would say this is arguably evil that I'm bringing this up, and the spell is evil. So we do have good people in the party. This doesn't mean this is going to happen, but he would mention that he has
we do
the
have
capability.
a good person
So-
in the party.
So you kidnap somebody, wrap them up, and basically turn them into a human voodoo doll.
More or less, yeah.
Isn't that guy who's on our side related to someone we don't like?
Yeah, but the more direct lines have a better chance. Like if they're a child or a sibling or a parent, it's much more likely that this is going to work. And anyone who is sufficiently trained is going to have a pretty good chance of resisting this. I assume the person that's in the house that we're really trying to get to is going to, like, out of character, have a high will save, so it's not going to work against them very well.
Yeah.
But if we use this to target like a family that's known for their more physical prowess, they're more likely to be affected by this.
Also, I don't recall if I mentioned it. I feel like I should have, because I believe I gave you the rundown on how she came into power, but the person you're trying to stop was adopted into the family.
Yeah. That also would fuck up the whole thing.
Twitch would look
Our
at
goal
Raj
here-
and, we're looking like Drow. We're not supposed to be like really acting that closely to Drow.
I mean, it's just something I'm capable of. We don't have to do it, but I feel like I'm not really helping so much here. Is I'm not really built for secrecy and spy like stuff. So
I like Soren's plan, though I would say hands off Nolvinus. He is we've had the chance to talk, and I do believe he is one of us, and this spell, I haven't read it. Does it affect the person that you're using as the voodoo doll?
Oh yeah, no, they take all the damage too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
bound, pinned, or
it doesn't
helpless.
transfer healing, but it does transfer damage. So you could technically kill somebody while not killing the target. It looks like.
Yeah, if he intersperse damage and healing, he would technically not kill him. It would just be really fucking shitty.
Yeah. Again, this is an arguably evil act, and Soren's willing to do it because it's Soren.
That's torture, but
if you
that's,
get,
that's, again, that's why he bring it up, because he does
Mhm.
value your guys' opinion over anyone else's currently. So, which is why he would bring it up as an option.
I think it's a good idea if we can get our hands on one of the weaker nobles with strong family ties that we could exploit. Which brings me to my second point, which is this district is separated from the rest of the city by a rather narrow opening comparatively. If we were able to cause a collapse there, then not only would it trap the nobles where they are, certainly accompanied by a large guard force to protect them, Many guards would also be concerned with what is happening inside, trying to excavate the ruins, again distracting from our mass exodus.
We do have a good bit of gunpowder if we want to use it for collapsing that hallway instead of dropping the dumb floating spire thingy. We could put a worm at the spire and, try and blow up this cave.
And do we also want to put more eggs in the upper? I mean, even if we only do it on the outer gate, I'm pretty sure their
Yes.
resources will be stretched thin and they'll feel it.
Yes, I think destroying the outer gate is a good idea, whether we do it by purple worm or gunpowder. In this case, I'm leaning more towards purple worm, so we can use the gunpowder for our other objectives. But opening the gate would not only give us a way to escape, but open Zirnikanen up to the rest of the Underdark, meaning while they're trying to rebuild, they would also, I know the roads are relatively safe here, but might be opened up to some of the nastier creatures that it's able to keep out.
Mm-hmm.
What about
Also, with any massive destruction, it would probably reduce their patrols, thus allowing those nastier creatures to get closer.
what about
With-
flooding? Is there any way to flood the city with either that lava pool or either of these two lakes?
Well, the lava pool's below.
Okay.
This
Well,
one,
what about the two lakes? I mean, is there any way to ruin those so they have no source of water?
possibly, but the Cult of Jubilex is supposed to be taking care of that. This one does have a waterfall feeding into it, but presumably there's something that drains out one of these two big pools, probably this one, that keeps it balanced.
Mhm.
Do we
Is
know
there
who the Drow for?
Hmm?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, I just had a question. Is there some sort of either like civil or just what would be very time consuming to replace if broken? It doesn't necessarily have to do damage on its own, but it's like destroying every streetlight in an entire city is obviously going to fuck things up, and it's going to take a long time to repair that.
Yeah, it didn't do too much inspection of it, but the ashen baths here are part of the regulation of the molten heat that lets them forge in the Forge District.
Mhm.
So it would take considerable effort to repair, and in the meanwhile would sabotage a lot of their industry.
Yeah, definitely put one there.
Paste. That one will
So-
take a little bit of research as to where it would actually need to go, but that would have to be done once you get back to the city.
Yep.
I would point out there are 7 other noble houses up in Idrisil that you haven't yet dropped anything at. You've got Dolor, Mobius, Misraria, Udranon, Tressanoa, Von Ark, and Vexidire all have an estate up there.
Yeah, I'd hit every single one of them.
You're
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a quick bio real quick. I'll be right back. Since you guys are still just marking up targets. Moment.
Yeah, I feel bad as a player, like behind the scenes. I don't really have anything to contribute to this because my character is not built for this, like spying and espionage and all that stuff. So I'm trying to think of anything I can do to aid, which is why I found that blood ties spell.
Mm.
But I mean, we can all pick targets together.
6, 7, 8,
all right, at this
9,
point, I think we're officially in insurrection, aren't we?
14, 15.
Until we're still undercover until we get found out.
That leaves 3 spare at the moment that haven't had targets decided.
We could probably hold on to those then.
I know
Yeah,
the one that I was.
I think we wanted to do some of these internal plazas where the celebrations are going to be.
Maybe
Also,
one
I'm
in
not
here.
sure if it's going to be coming an issue, but I feel like one of the people we should be concerned of the lesser houses is the Misraria, the assassin and spy one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should have an egg near their house,
Yeah, we've got one on it, don't we?
as they're more like. I feel like they're going to be more likely to be an issue. Like
Yeah, we got
in
an
the
egg
back
there.
of my head, spies and assassins finding out who's doing all this stuff. I feel like we should throw chaos into their mix too, because then they're less likely to be focusing on us afterwards.
Yep.
Because they're cleaning up their own mess first.
Yep, we've got
It's
one right on them.
Okay.
It's likely that the slaves will be traveling for some time. So obtaining provisions to get them all the way where they need to be is also a concern. Is there a central area dedicated to farming or food production?
There are several caverns around the city that are used for farming. Maybe
I would vote one for Sinos, the academy area. That seems like a good place to cause chaos too.
Okay.
That leaves one. Do we need to put one off map wherever you want this tunnel to go to for the purple worms and the slaves?
I think we're not using the Purple Worm Tunnel anymore.
Okay, we're not. All right. I liked that idea,
think we're-
but yeah, I get the objection.
I think we're just following the roads.
Looking at this
Okay,
map, we do kind of need one in this area. It looks like we don't have
that
anything in this
is
area.
the slums and slave district. So.
Oh, okay. That's why. Okay, makes sense.
Mhm.
But what I was getting at was, if during preparations for the festival we can have whatever slaves are responsible for transporting food, have them divert it so that we can bring it with us and make sure that everyone is properly fed along the way. And while I don't think we have the purple worms available, we could explore other methods of destruction, cutting off another resource that keeps Xenarcanon a working city.
I feel like we need more in the Forge district because we only have one currently down there, and I feel like disrupting
do
that.
we all go after a house called Rana?
Well, we can't go to that one because that one's over the lava, so it's not going to.
But if we catch here, it could potentially destroy the bridge and at least make them in a island stuck on around lava, which is a challenge in of itself.
Yeah.
Well, what's the benefit to attacking the Forge district, Soren?
Well, I imagine we're trying to debilitate them also just longer term as well. Fucking with their infrastructure in terms of being able to resupply like arrows, weaponry for the guards that don't die from this attack. Anything to kind of limit the production of whatever they're needing. Also, the place we're trying to break into has golems, and if they're gonna get damaged in this attack, because we're gonna have an egg there, wouldn't we want to like fuck with the metal productions that they can't just repair their shit? I don't know enough about golems to make a judgment call on that, but I feel like that would be a prudent thing to at least reduce their usage of.
Well, that's why
Also,
we're talking.
question: their architecture, is it chiseled out of stone like I always imagined dwarf homes, or are these manufactured homes?
It seems to be shaped stone, like with the spell.
Okay.
It kind of flows more than either option, really.
Is this river here in the middle their main source of water in the city?
This one here? Yeah, this is the one maintained by the Cult of Jubilix that is the main water source, yes. Also, all 18 eggs are on the map at the moment, so if you want
Well, we might need to explore to figure out where it comes from. But certainly the water is coming from somewhere. If we can disrupt its route to the city, that is yet another.
Kina said there was a waterfall that pours
there's a
into the
waterfall
lake up
that
here.
cascades down the wall about here-ish.
So if we can create some sort of blockage or reroute the water somewhere else, then the drow, once again, will have a very hard time recovering Xenarcanon. Many might choose to simply leave the city. And once that happens, a mass exodus of the unenslaved drow locals, the city's time is ticking.
Well, some of y'all want to take one egg and try and climb up that rock wall and get yourself into the cavern with the waterfall and figure out where you can blow a hole so that the water went a different way?
I think it's certainly worth investigating. What do you think, Varney?
They still
You
go?
never have too much information.
All right. I don't have any means of flight myself. Let me see what his climb skill is.
Do we
And
have
of
any
course,
flying
of course.
shrooms? I mean, high shrooms.
I can
Yeah,
airwalk us
I
up
have
there if we need to, but
I can climb all right, though likely we want to spread ourselves a little bit during this event for it to have the most efficient uh, use of each of our time and resources. Usually, I would suggest we stay together for safety, but our main goal isn't to defeat the Drow army, it's to cripple the city and make away with the slaves. I can climb relatively well myself.
Does
Was
all
that
this
Loki?
does any of this jeopardize our primary mission of figuring out what's going on with the Starfall shit?
Possibly. It's hard to tell. Obviously, a great disturbance will draw great attention, and if such attention falls upon you,
Well, the sacrifices that they're making at this festival are likely in service to fulfilling their plans. If we can stop that, then we kill two birds with one stone.
Sure enough. Just want to make sure we had that consideration out there.
Indeed.
Remember, Captain,
Again,
you
having
blow up
some
a ship, you can always
slaves-
come back and check the wreckage.
having some slaves reroute the food and the water would be good. And destroying the food stores would also be good. I'm not exactly sure how we would do that at that point. Soren, you're awfully good at turning things into dust. Can you salt the land?
I mean, I probably have a way to cause if I can get inside, I could probably destroy everything, but I don't think I can do it from the outside.
And we might need you if we're going with your plan of capturing one of the weaker nobles.
Do you think our druid friend is going to be amenable to us going scorched earth and salted land?
I don't think they
Just-
care. They didn't seem like they really cared too much about anyone in the city.
Then perhaps they're better suited to lay out such lasting.
I am not in favor of salting the land, so to speak. Disrupting infrastructure we can do, but there's a possibility there will be many slaves in this place that will not be able to escape even with our great initial push. Completely destroying all manner in which they can feed themselves means that what resources there will go to the nobility, and the innocent shall suffer.
If they stay, that's the beauty of destroying everything, Varney. And sorry if I sound a little callous, though you know of my disdain for the city, but hopefully we'll be able to do so much damage in one night. Many of the drow, and by connection, their slaves, will be forced to exit the city themselves. Destroying the food stores would be a big step in the direction of making the city, at least in the short term, completely unlivable, especially for the this drow nobles who probably mostly keep the slaves.
I am still unconvinced.
Well, why don't we take a vote then? Because I do
Destroy
quite like the idea. So we have one vote on Varney's side for leaving the food stores intact, and of course, one vote on my side for making sure the city becomes unlivable and incentivizing relocation for the native inhabitants. What say the rest of you?
Destroy it all. Burn.
I feel like getting into the food stores is going to be more trouble than it's worth. Like I can do some damage to it, but I can't just make it unnoticeable. And with all the chaos already going on, I think it's going to point more of a target on our back because it's not something we can just drop something in and deal with. I feel like if we dropped a purple worm egg there, it's just going to spread it out and they'll be able to recover it anyway. It's just not going to be worth it in the long run. So I'm against Plan Salt the Earth.
Well, that leaves
Then
Raj
it
as
is
the
up
deciding
to
vote.
our friend Daraj. With Daraj goes our plan.
No pressure. Just don't choose the wrong one.
I'm inclined to go with Varney on this one. I don't want to waste the time salting the earth and hitting out the infrastructure to that degree because one, that's not why we're here, and two, just more chance of getting caught, and I think our time would be better spent elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
then
that's a
it is
good point,
decided.
Captain. I agree with him.
Fair weather friends. All right. Well, then that solves that. We shall leave the land in which the food grows intact, though I'm assuming we all agree that having food diverted away with the slaves would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Though if you're trying to do this quick enough to disrupt the festival, you'll have to leave the provisioning of the slaves up to the forethought of the Mosslight group
Yep.
and any other
Yep.
groups you
I-
have uncontacted.
My primary concern is that we have quite the to-do list for like 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and we keep adding.
Oh, it starts tomorrow.
Yeah. So
So we
Well, I
basically
trust
have to
in
put
our
all these
ability.
eggs out in like
Today.
a super hurry. Yeah.
I can get us back to the city sharpish, but
I knocked out 3 game hours for this little war council to decide targets and such. So
Then one more thing. What about their record keeping? Is there a place we know where lots of the drow records are kept? Because if we can destroy records of slave ownership, then it becomes certainly harder for drow, at least with those slaves that are drow, to be caught in an escape later on.
isn't it just symbols on their collars?
I thought they were branded.
the direct one, yes. It varies depending on the owner, but your best bet would probably be the seat of the government in Illanok
Mhm.
Tower, which
Well, they certainly have to
I've
be
placed-
keeping records.
Is that the one that
Aware
clings
of-
to the ceiling that we're trying to
Yes.
drop?
It actually goes through the ceiling up to the Richie Rich area.
Mhm.
And
Also,
I've
if we
put-
want to wait for another
Mhm.
time to disrupt paperwork, I do have a spell that if I can get in a room with any information that we need to make them not have, I can just make it illegible.
I've
So
put the egg for the Illanok in the outer wall of its little perimeter, because
Mhm.
probably easy enough to saddle up to a far away from a gate part of that and install the egg.
yeah.
All right.
Also, you said we have 2 outfits that make it so you were undetectable to dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Probably give that to the stealthy people for the upper nobility area.
Yeah.
Like I can just walk through the town and put them in these areas that are just like not too obvious.
Yeah.
Drop them in trash cans and stuff.
Yeah.
Drop them in sewer holes.
All right. Well, I can use my shadow / astral walk to get us back to the city within minutes to because we need to get place in these.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yes,
Captain.
the-
We're gonna need a pot of coffee, an avocado, and a paper towel roll.
as the little war council draws to an end. Yeah, I'd probably think Varney's the leader. You receive a mental message from. God, I just remembered his name and forgot it again.
I'll hit that.
Mm-hmm. Astronaut. Where the fuck did he go? Nolvanus, yeah.
Mhm.
Stating that Alacabnus has decided to move the meeting up whenever you are ready to meet with her.
Well then.
I inform the group.
So we have to do this meeting as well as put all these eggs in pretty quickly too.
Well, we
Well,
don't
I
all
mean,
have
is she
to
is
go
it?
to the meeting.
Yeah, is she expecting 5 of us, or would one do?
I would say at least one of you.
Bond was sending, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say,
I'll ask if
Oh,
she's
they-
expecting all of us.
yeah.
Though he can't send another message without another casting of it.
Don't be a stingy
So-
bitch.
That's part of
the
the
thing there is it's a 10-minute cast time, so.
If we need to do the meeting
Wait
while we're
until-
doing this,
Mm.
I guess me and Varney could go do the meeting while the rest of everyone else plants everything. Because again, like I'm not going to be the most useful for that portion of it anyway.
Yep.
But I can at least, as long as I'm not lying, I can talk pretty good. I say it in character better than I said it out of character.
I thought good.
I'm quite persuasive myself, Soren, and if you don't mind, there is a bit of a personal nature to our business in Zirnakanen that I've
Yeah,
not
that's fine.
fully disclosed to you all. For my own personal reasons, Varney, I'm sure, would understand with his many disguises.
I mean, I'm nothing if
However,
not a team player.
I do think taking Varney with me would be the best strategic decision. We are both quite persuasive and have opposing viewpoints on certain issues. I think we would complement ourselves nicely.
And Soren, you can, like you said, go about the city and be putting these down while you spread the word.
And then Raj and Twitch will be going up top, stealthing around with those suits. They make it.
Oh yeah, we're going Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Varney, I certainly hope you don't mind having my company. I know argument earlier has certainly put an air around our interactions.
This is a place that produces a great many stresses. I beg your pardons that you do not take it personally. I am trained in infiltration and the destabilization of evil organizations from within, but Zirnakanen has proven a interesting challenge because it is difficult to eliminate leadership and then stoke rivalries when everyone already has rivalries and is attempting to assassinate each other. So, beg pardon for my
This place
stress.
is
I welcome your company.
excellent. And the rest of the party can be open to transfer the eggs where they may. They never asked for all 5 of us, so if we just send 2 representatives, I don't think it should be too much of an issue.
Out of character, he is definitely going to sell me to the draft.
Oh, that would
I'm
be
a character. I'm the only character going alone. I'm definitely gonna get attacked.
Meanwhile, Twitch and Raj completely fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're the best of friends. They're gonna be the main character of the whole show.
Yeah.
Buddy cop movie all the way.
Eventually,
The rest of us have red shirts on. Twitch and Raj are the ones that have the proper attire.
Eventually, the reply comes that no, not all of you are needed, though he had assumed you would all wish to learn of the impending doom you're trying to stop.
Someone hears
Golly, don't
impending
sit
doom, and he's just
on
like,
a gloom.
"Ooh, impending doom."
Thumbs up emoji.
Like, I didn't even know that could do that.
I'm learning new things about the spell every day.
Just like an incredibly neutral and inscrutable response.
Yep.
So you were going to try to shadow walk back to the city?
Yeah, using my one that takes us through the astral plane. It's not precise, but we can get back to the city in a hurry at least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How long does that take? Is it just instant or?
Okay, so let me pull up the spell Shadow Walk. It is very fast because we're not that far out of the city.
All right.
I can do it for 9 hours, but we're not going to need 9 hours. Excuse me.
Mhm.
50 miles per hour. So
Mhm.
I don't know how far out of the city we are.
I'll just knock off an hour for travel time as assumption, and that'll get you to the Azranai estate as well.
Mm-hmm.
Although I assume the others will break off once you get back to the city to accomplish their tasks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gentlemen, we're on the clock. Know your roles.
Taking one of these hunting masks, one of the assassin's garbs.
Yeah, same. Actually, let's give one to Soren. I think he could probably use it more so than any of us.
What's that?
The
Wouldn't that make me
garb.
stand out more while I'm in the city, though? Because I don't think they just would wander around the city, would they, wearing these?
Yeah, valid. Okay.
Like, I'm not saying like it to be a dick or anything, but like,
No.
I
I'm
feel
just
like that's
thinking.
gonna paint more of a target on my back if I'm just wearing that in the middle of the city.
Yep. Nope. That's valid. So yeah, Soren and Raj.
And you accidentally wander into the other houses' territories, and you have to have a rumble.
Right? I'm just gonna be wearing the mask, going to put an egg down, and all of a sudden I hear a bunch of snapping behind me.
I was thinking the same
Yep.
thing.
You hear the snapping. I was waiting for you to stop so I could say you hear some ominous snapping.
Just a drow with a leather jacket and a switchblade. Hey, buddy, you walked down the wrong street.
I think you're lost.
Okay, so it was Varney, Soren, and Zeph going to the meeting.
No,
No,
it's just
I'm
Varney and
going
Zeph.
solo through the city to put them down in the
Okay.
less secure areas, while Twitch and Raj do the more secure, like, security areas with their suits that make them invisible to dark vision. So since I can't really stealth, I'm just hitting the obvious areas that it's not going to be weird that I'm there. Like just throughout the cities, through the squares and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is Soren going to team up with Gex, or is Gex with Zeph?
It's just a writing lizard.
Oh,
Yeah,
Not even a
Actually,
riding lizard. It's
yeah.
it's just a lizard.
Mm-hmm.
oh, gotcha.
It's a cave gecko.
Why does he
It's
have
the cave
sunglasses
gecko
all
I
of a
got
sudden?
in the very first book of the game. When we fought our first drow. They had one.
Mm.
I took him.
Oh, that's right. Is he just like a animal? Not even an animal companion, just an animal, or is he your
I let him use
cohort?
him as an animal companion because for plot reasons, I wasn't ready to let him have nobleness.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh, because you took the leadership feat?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Copying folks over correctly. Paste. So as you two return to the estate, Nolness is waiting for you in the entry. So, are you two ready to meet with Alacabnus?
Yes.
Certainly.
What are your friends getting up to? Meanwhile, as he motions for you to follow him out of the estate towards the Von Ark grounds.
Hold on, out of character. I'm thinking of the proper way I want to phrase this bluff.
How do I want to lie to this man?
Mm.
That's why I'm not good at a bluff character.
Listen, every now and then when he's trying to think, Varney's character is just thinking, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
No. It's just those long periods of silence in Death Note is what it is.
Oh, God. That's even more obvious.
I love those edits that people do where they remove the inner monologue and it's just camera angles of him silently staring. Like, this is the most suspicious man in the world. It's like 3 minutes in between his reply. Varney will say, they're getting acquainted with the locals currently. Keeping an ear to the ground.
Yep.
Just for good measure.
Yeah, there's much to do
Combat map. That makes me feel good.
in the final city of the elves.
One of my companions did seem quite taken with what was the name of it? The Poisoned something tavern/brothel.
Can't say I've heard of it.
Good answer.
Yes, but you lot eventually brought. Loki, was that an interjection or?
No, sorry, I just blew my nose.
Okay, well, your connection being out is one. Eventually, you guys all make it to the Von Ark estate. As you go inside, you note that security is a bit tighter than when you first came to the city several days ago. In fact, there's a large sphinx-looking thing standing amidst the gate guards to the main entrance where you met slave master Demesta, who sent you on your first little side quest. If you want to roll religion or arcana, to give you more info.
I got it. Religion. Nope. I'm not going to spend any of my hero points because I have a hunch I'm going to need those soon. So I am content just not to know.
Yep. But he takes you to this tower, known as Tower Selachus. In front of it stand two drow, whom he gives a curt bow to. Ah, nobleness, welcome. I hear Alacavnus wishes to see you. The man speaks up. I am Erdrina Von Ark. He looks to you two. This is my sister, Fedeva, head priestess of the house. She gives you two a unapproving glare down her nose, but says nothing.
I am Devarney, and this is my associate, gesturing to Zeph.
Zeph.
Unusual names, but they are not my business. Though I am curious what my eldest sister wishes to speak with you three about. She's been something recluse lately since she got turned out of the Azranai vaults. He eyes Nobleness with disdain. Neither of you speak up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would not want to offend her ladyship by speaking out of turn and disclosing what she would prefer to be private. It would be better that you hear that from herself than from me.
Yes. So, are you going to take us up to her workshop or not, Erdrina? Very well. Follow me and don't touch anything. That the priestess wanders off around the tower and he leads you in and up. I'm going to copy those over.
So out of character, just a quick refresh here because I got very lost in the sauce with the helping the slaves plot. So we are wanting to speak to this lady to learn about what the ritual they're planning is, correct? That's the actual objective here?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I think
Okay.
also because not Alacabnus, now I'm slipping on its name, Novinus had told us we might be able to turn them against the ruling house, which might be worth it if we can get them to stay their forces in hopes of them being the house that's able to rebuild after the attack, though, of course, how we word that is going to be important.
Is that not shown? Okay, it is on the GM layer. Yeah. Ultimately, he leads you through all the rooms I've revealed, up the tower, to a small circle. If you look up, you see a similar circle in the ceiling. If you want to roll a perception to get the command words on the way up, I will see about pulling them up.
Currently lagging out of roll 20, but I will as soon as I'm able to.
Fun.
Yeah, and everybody's starting to robot to me, so I'm not sure what's happening.
Well, you're fine
It
on
might
the
just be
mind.
me.
But,
Yeah. Oh, you're fine for me, so.
Okay, then it is cope.
Yeah.
As he approaches, there he goes.
There
Well,
goes
wait for him.
Cope.
We can give him
Watch
a minute.
him as he goes.
Okay, so you restarted the phone. Well, that is enough to note the command word he gives.
If someone could just roll like a d20 plus 10, that's my perception.
I got you.
I say I better not do it.
Natural 20.
That's definitely enough. If either of you speak Elven, it is their word for supreme awe. Triggers this, or prevents this trap from triggling.
Triggling.
Words!
That's like
What do they do?
Oh no,
Triggling.
the trap is triggling.
Not triggling!
That's when the trap trying to kill you, but is also minorly sexually attracted to you. It's triggling.
No, they're talking about trickle down economics.
Right.
We know, Oh, Kenneth, I hope you know we just kid.
Yeah. Why would I care about that one?
You never know. We're still waiting on Cope, right?
Yep.
My phone takes forever to fucking reboot, so this could take him a few.
And he did just say his phone is
I mean,
hella old, so. Watch, today's the day after he just mentioned that the phone shuts down on him.
Yeah.
That would be irony.
That would be the way.
I think it would be ironic if we were all made of iron.
Excellent,
There he is.
back.
He's muted, but he's back.
Cope, return to us. We miss you.
Go!
Also, I was half joking before, Michael, but if you do need to feed me into the narrative wood chipper, I am all for it. Like, do what you need to do for your character arcs. That's high drama, but...
All right, my children, I've returned, and you are all now as one.
Okay, anyway.
Have the children begun to cry out?
All the babies cry your name in joy.
They
Yes.
will screech my name.
Such a weird ass text you sent, Go.
That was like reading the Forbidden Tome, the fucking Necronomicon out loud.
Mhm.
Look, generally when I go to any of my children's events, they do enjoy me showing up, and they all shout, "Coach Phil, Coach Phil."
Okay. Okay, we finally understand what that meant.
Oh, I didn't mean it like a.
No, we thought you were like an approaching eldritch horror in which every baby in the entire Colorado, entire Denver area simultaneously says your name.
Well, I mean, that would be really creepy and cool.
I mean, go back and read the message. It reads like some sort of like Cthulhu
Horrifying
mythos.
prophecy, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It
I
definitely
did
wasn't
not see my
sexual,
calling
but
until. Okay, I was just making sure y'all weren't reading it as sexual. 'Cause that's
no,
possible.
just ominous.
Indeed.
Anyway, with the stating of the command word, you hear and see a glow begin to emanate from the circle, and Edrinar gestures towards it. You'll find her apartment on the next floor. I don't think you'll miss the entrance. Novitus nods and steps into the ring and starts levitating upwards. Ending.
Do likewise.
Mhm. At the top, as you pass through the hall, you find yourself in a room full of racks, cabinets, scroll cases, and other storage devices, each morbidly sculpted into sepulchral shapes, so presumably like skulls and shit all everywhere.
Mhm.
Upon each rests countless tomes, skulls, scrolls, chests, jaws, and other less identifiable curios, though around many the air seems to shimmer with barely restrained power. Standing upon a short dais at one end of the hall, beyond an archway in the shape of a howling mouth. From within the arch is a sinister crimson mist. So that would be this thing here,
Mm-hmm.
in all its standard map glory.
Yep.
Ah.
Did you ever notice
Um,
that the interior floor plan of jail structures always looks like a pinched off turd?
I mean, why wouldn't it?
Mhm.
I feel like they're going for elegant, just like whiffed it.
Mhm. Yeah, Nolvinus gestures to you and heads towards the portal.
Yep, we'll follow. Though I will point out, having to run 30 feet between your bookshelves of stuff is insane.
Mhm.
Like, the shelves are proportional, but it's just very funny to think about that there's that much dead space.
Oh, yes.
They're not big on
Speaking of-
furniture.
As you step through the portal, a pleasant perfume hits your nose through the cool air of this wholly unnatural cabin. Gone is the dark worked stone and strange crystals of Tower Salakis, replaced by sleek, seemingly organic walls, as though the chamber were inside a gigantic, glistening black beetle. Near the fanged portal, sanguine smoke billows within. Alcoves divide the chamber, one filled with comfortable pillows and a low table, with familiar-looking fruits and water. Another dominated by a huge ornate bed flanked by scandalously sculpted statues, and the largest filled with sinister tools and devices of an arcane laboratory. The rear of the hall's heart stands a massive ornate desk, constructed of bones fused with crystal and littered with tomes and curios of obvious antiquity and dark power. Behind the desk presides an imposing throne of black metal, and atop that sits a regal bearing drow, whom you can only assume is Alcavnus Monarch. She looks to you and nods. You have been expected. Welcome, and she gestures towards the table with the fruit on it. If you need any refreshments. Standing ominously about the room are 3 gigantic undead creatures.
That explains why she needs the heavy perfume. I assume in this situation it's polite to let novelists, fuck these names, man.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, Feliz Navidad over there to be the introducers as we're lower station.
Mhm. Yes, these are 2 of the group that I told you about. I'd wish to take down, yay, draw names. Wish to take down Alevra. I know you have no love for her since she cut you off. And I'm certainly willing to reopen the archives should you aid me in placing who I wish upon the throne. This one is known as Varney, and this one is Zeph. They've taken to appending a D to their names since they came down here, though. She nods at that.
Mhm.
What business have you against Alevra? I intend to trade information with you.
Yeah,
So-
once again, out of character, sometimes I pause because I'm thinking about what I want to say.
Mhm.
Zeph would let Varney have the opening, set the tone.
Because Varney would be more quick-witted than I am on this stuff.
Indeed.
Her schemes run too high of a risk of disrupting our own goals elsewhere.
I see. She is imparting a very disruptive scheme upon the world, from what I know.
And so we've been able to collect.
And conveniently means our interests may overlap.
As such, what is your first question of me?
I'll let Zeph take the first question.
All right. Zeph would take a piece of the offered fruit, turning it once in his hand before taking a bite. Well, and he'd say, well, if we're going to discuss treason, it seems rude not to accept the hospitality. Chew and let the room sit silent for a minute. Finally, swallow the piece and then say, how do I want to word this? I'm debating out of character, Varney, going for the information about the ritual first or the getting them on our side first, because we kind of opened up on that note.
Yeah.
As my companion said, circumstances has put us at odds with your enemy. We have our reasons for wanting her removed, and I doubt you'd find most of them particularly interesting. Our group is strangers here, and frankly, you and your people are not. So, rather than pretend we understand the balance of power in Zirna better than someone who's lived it, perhaps you could tell us what her removal would mean for House von Ark.
An upset of powers. The reduction of Damn, the names are slipping out of my brain.
Mhm.
Reduction of Azranai power. For which I would see that House Varnark is well suited to take advantage of that. Perhaps with Nobleness's aid, I might be allowed back into their vaults to study their sorted hoarded treasures. But now I suppose it is my turn again. I know that you lot are not what you seem, though had it not been for Nobleness informing me of it, I would have but the fact that you detected as undead on your way up to see through the disguises you hold. What do you know of this spell that was cast? Neither of you seem particularly inclined to the arcane arts, but
If we were inclined to the arcane arts, would it not be in our best interest to withhold that? But, theoreticals aside, we are, as you say, in guise at this time. The magic is experimental.
yes, I suppose whoever's crafting it would want to get away from that little tip-off of the detecting as undead. It's probably a better way to phrase it, but fuck it.
Mhm. Listen, sometimes the roleplay just has to go through our real life translator. Like,
Mhm. And she gestures as the ball is back in your court
Hmm.
for the questions.
my character, my primary way of thinking about doing this is letting Zeph go on the offensive and I go on the defensive because I lie, I don't persuade.
So,
Mhm.
just so I get my,
Okay.
because the names have been confusing me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's always a
Um,
big thing for me. In
So
this.
this isn't the one that's creating the ritual to destroy the
N-
meteor, right? This is a separate one we're trying to ally with to deal with the one that's trying to end the world or whatever.
That's my
Yes.
understanding.
Yeah, okay.
And
That's what I
this
thought, but I
one,
wanted to make sure.
this one may know how the other one is doing it.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Since we plan to act in alignment, I think it best that we share the information that would help us both succeed in our shared goal. We've heard enough whispers about a ritual to know that something significant is being prepared, something larger than a struggle between the houses and involving the darkness engulfing the sky above. I don't particularly enjoy acting on whispers, so what do you know about it? What is House Azranai actually trying to accomplish, and by what means are they bringing down this calamity?
Yes. Alevra's darling little plan. I do know of it, and I do know what she is likely using to enact it. Though I will have to ask for a material favor before I divulge how to stop those. Should you wish to not do it, I do believe dear Nobleness here knows where she went. Though it will be that much harder to stop it without knowing how to disable the portions of the great machine she has built.
What would that material favor be?
Yes,
Down in the
name it, and then
city.
we can decide.
Mhm. Down in the city, there's a
Yeah.
trifling little club known as Venom Kiss, the proprietor of which has set up his own little information network. He has crossed me as well, and I do not wish him to continue to be able to do so. So deal with him and retrieve for me any information that he might have on the premises. Once you have dealt with Orvignato, I will tell you everything I know of the aboleth magic that she is using to enact this catastrophe.
Out of character, she just said
Nice.
aboleth magic, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, we got information out of her. Sucker.
Sucks to
Venom's
suck, loser.
kiss. The proprietor is to cease being a problem, and anything of value kept on the premises comes back to you. If you would
Well,
take another
any
piece of food.
information he might have on hand. You can take whatever petty trifles he keeps about his lair for yourselves.
That's straightforward enough. Though, before we set out on this task, I'd like to know what constitutes success in your eyes. Are you asking us to ruin the man or bury him?
If you wish to bring me his head, I would not object. But as long as he no longer breathes.
Good. I do prefer precise terms. Then consider the distinction settled. We'll recover what information he keeps on the premises and ensure that he does indeed stop breathing. And when we return, you'll tell us everything you know about the ritual. These
That
are
is
acceptable
the
to me.
agreement.
What do you think, Varney?
I think we can be settled with that.
But it seems the ball is back in your court, Alicabnus.
Who sent you down here?
Once
Your
again,
mama.
out of character. Think about how I want to spin this.
I'm sorry, no speak 'em English.
I'll take care of that. I literally have a bonus to lying to plead that I don't know as much as I do. I kind of a special bonus to that.
Okay, if you want to do that, I was just going to play it straight, but also not give him the information that he wants.
I'm basically going to say the truth, but in a way that doesn't sound right. The exact, precise details, I will admit, I am not completely in the know of. But it's a surface organization, one that prides itself on its substantial amount of secrecy. They do not traditionally employ agents such as us, but given the recent saber rattling from our common enemy, they're observing unorthodox tactics. I would assume from what few contacts that I've had words with.
Yes, I do imagine Elevra's ideas have brought unwanted attention and down upon us. I will accept your answer and let you question.
All right.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah. Quid pro quo. Tell me, what is that? No, the concept of quid pro quo. Explain it to me.
Yes, you keep saying these words. I don't know. That's my question.
I never saw the full movie. I just remember the movie The Dictator, where it's this dictator guy talking to his lead scientist. He goes, "Listen, okay, pretend I'm an idiot," and then the scientist goes, "Okay, I'm there."
Good at that one.
Yes.
I liked it from the movie The Hangover. Quid pro quo.
You said that our mutual enemy's removal would create an upset of powers, and that House Von Arch would be well positioned to take advantage of it. I'm curious about what that actually means if something were to happen to her tomorrow. Who moves first? Which houses rush to defend what remains of her authority, and which ones start deciding what they can take? More importantly, where does Von Arch stand when everyone starts choosing sides?
On our own side, of course. Though I imagine the first to grab for power, as you put it, would be those within, had fucking elf names. House Azranai, when word of the current head of the Xanakainen branch has died, gets out. I'm sure there are many constantly scrying upon her life, in the hopes that one day the return will be negative.
Okay. Then killing her isn't really the same thing as defeating House Azranai. If there are already people within her own house waiting to see her dead, removing her may simply decide when their succession struggle begins. So,
Such is drow politics.
which is more dangerous to Von Arch? House Azranai, united behind her, or House Azranai fighting over who gets to replace her?
But that is a second question now, isn't it?
This is
I
true.
suppose it is. More rhetorical nature, as I suspect I know the answer.
Yes. But I'm still curious about the disguises you were under. How did they enact them? They are quite convincing.
Getting to the best of my knowledge. That's what I say out loud. I say skinning to the best of my knowledge. In my line of work, there are sometimes details that you do not wish to know.
With a spell considerably beyond my understanding, I'm afraid. I'm usually the person our employers point at the magical problem, not the one they ask to explain it. I know what it was intended.
Go ahead.
I know what it was intended to accomplish, making us convincing enough to move through Xanarcanum without without every passing mage unraveling at the deception. The precise workings, you'd have better luck asking the person who cast it, though, given how quickly you've noticed something was unusual. Perhaps I should be asking what you think they did to us.
Well, between the detecting of the necromantic energies and your friend here stating that it involved skinning of some sort, I imagine one of the material components was the corpse of a drow. Nobleness nods at that, but remains silent. Interesting. I think I begin to see the outlines of this working magic.
It is
Well,
my
that would explain
understanding.
the smell.
Yeah. It is my understanding that society down here does produce a great many of them.
Mhm.
Oh, if you're right, I am suddenly much more interested in exactly whose face I've been borrowing.
No one I'm familiar with.
Walk up to the streets and I meet my person's family.
They're in,
That's you.
they're in tears. They're the only good drow family in the entire city.
Oh my God, you're alive!
Like, oh yeah, here, let's go behind this alleyway real quick. I just come back to brush the dust off of me.
God. They
Oh
were so
my
worried
God.
for you because they didn't want you to take mercenary work with that evil house.
Wow, you just evaporated them. That's canon.
No one there to be his conscience.
Yeah. I don't have my Jiminy Crickets anywhere right now.
Except for one 7-year-old boy who watches it happen and he grows up to be Bat Drow.
I mean, if anything, that means I did a
Alright.
good thing.
Yeah.
But I believe that puts the ball back in our court, so I'll ask you something more consequential. I'm assuming Varney's still just letting Zeph take the lead here.
Yeah.
But
biding
if
my
you
time
ever
a
want
little
to
bit
take
here.
one of these, just let me know.
Mhm.
You said there are already members of House Azranai watching for the moment their leader falls. I suspect they won't have to watch much longer. And when misfortune comes for House Azranai, it may come rather quickly. If, in that moment, they called upon House Von Ark for assistance, soldiers, mages, whatever strength you could provide, would you answer? Or could you be persuaded to simply stay your hand, put yourself in a more advantageous position to pick up the pieces?
Hmm. Why do you think we should stay our hand? So it is gauche to answer a question with a question, but illuminate.
Because I think you've misunderstood the opportunity we're offering you. We don't need House Von Ark to fight our battle. In fact, we would strongly prefer you didn't. If House Azranai finds itself facing some sudden catastrophe, let them spend their soldiers containing it. Let them empty their barracks and let their mages exhaust themselves. Let every ambitious little cousin within the house wonder whether this is finally their moment. Meanwhile, Von Ark remains here, whole, armed, and watching for the perfect opportunity. You told us yourself what happens when she dies. Everyone reaches for whatever they can grab, so why would you spend Von Ark blood preserving your greatest enemy's strength just before the grabbing begins? When the call for assistance comes, and I don't know, but I suspect it will, I'm not asking you to betray Zerna Kanan. I'm asking you to show up a little bit late.
She laughs for a while longer. She slowly strokes the back of the blackened steel gauntlet she has upon her right hand. Oh, young one, I think you have misread the situation entirely on that count. We will not be aiding them in any fashion whatsoever, merely taking over what is theirs when we judge the time correct.
All right. Let me think. Zeph would return the smile, seeming rather satisfied with that answer. He would say, "Good. Then perhaps I did misread you. I was trying to determine how delicately I needed to phrase the next part. If House Von Ark intends to take power rather than merely survive the transition, then you don't want Azranai weakened. You want them committed. You want their soldiers away from defensible positions, their mages occupied, their commanders perhaps receiving some contradictory reports. And sometime very soon, I suspect you're going to be presented with exactly that opportunity. So, perhaps the better question isn't whether House Von Ark stays its hand, but how long you're willing to wait before you close it.
We are patient, but that patience is not infinite. I feel your guile is not quite as deep as you think it is. For now, I have given you a task in return for the information you wish to know. And barring any deeper questions.
If I may, I do have a question of my own, albeit more out of personal curiosity than professional interest, if you'd be willing to indulge me.
She turns a gaze to you, nods.
Having spent some time in your city and moving about your noble houses, I am curious if there has been any, well, what is the place of half-elves within the Drow society? With the abundance of slaves and brothels, I assume there must be some amongst the common folk, if not the noble houses. And I
She
am going to do
waves a hand flippantly.
I'm doing a sense motive directed at Zeph right now.
Most servants, if they're born to a high enough family. Some get sold, others meet the fate of any particularly low person in the city. So, how is Zeph reacting to this information, since Varney is paying attention to him? I imagine he already knew most of it, but...
Yeah, 28, indeed. I think he's looking for Zeph's reaction here.
Yeah, because out of character, while Varney does not explicitly know that Zeph is half drow per se, he knows he's half elf. He is enough of a judge of character to go like, okay, Zeph is a half elf, and he really seems like he's got an axe to grind down here more than most people. So,
and didn't you detect him as evil?
Yes. So I'm just poking the water balloon to see if I can cause a small leak.
Yeah, you look at him and you see where previously Zeph was kind of in his element in this negotiation. He's charismatic. He's used to bluffing and diplomacy. But for the briefest moment, you see his composure slip a little bit. In the amusement he was feeling during this conversation, seemingly disappears from his face, and the apple he's been toying around in his hand lies still. But he does seem to be making a choice not to look at you in this moment, instead directly at Alacabnus.
I see.
You can probably tell with your 28 that
30 actually, +2 against humanoids.
Oh, indeed. Then that he's not particularly interested, though, in whatever answer he gives.
Interesting. Very similar place to many half-elves on the surface, then. I'm sure there must be a fascinating story to tell at some point of wayward heirs or such, but I need not bother you more than necessary with idle gossip.
Yes.
Just the curiosity of a wayward sword hand.
I suppose that they are much the same up there does not surprise me. As much as Alevra hated them, and we do not care for them, they are still our distant cousins. Lesser, fearful people that they are.
Having
As
caught
you
on
say.
what Varney was doing here,
Okay.
Zeph will kind of break a little bit here, and he will look at Alicabnus and he goes, "No, I think you should tell us more. Are they citizens, most of them? Would they be considered citizens in this place?"
No. Non-drow are not citizens of Vizirna Canaan.
Indeed. And are they permitted to carry a house name? Do they inherit anything upon their drow ancestors' departure from this plane?
She narrows her eyes at you. Why would they inherit anything? They may be allowed to carry the name if they serve the house directly, such as in infiltrating other races' homes to make way for our slave catchers, or whatever else we wish to do with them. But they will never be full citizens, no.
Yes, very interesting.
Hmm. Bastards above as they are
Feels-
below, it seems. But, as you said, you have given us a task, and we should be about that, so you may provide us the most delectable of information that we had come for. And besides,
Indeed.
Varney gestures around, I would imagine you have many a task that we have interrupted enough of your time for.
That you have, but it has been an interesting experience, and should you succeed in your task, a profitable one. And she waves her hand dismissively.
We have been called many things, but I'm glad to know that we are still never being referred to as boring. Kind of give a half bow and begin withdrawing towards the portal. Gonna get over here to Zeph and start pulling him with me.
Kill them all, Seth. Blow this room up with gore.
Mm-hmm.
As we approach the exit, getting ready to leave, Zeph reluctantly keeps with you, but just before we're a step out the door, the little psychological manipulation that Varney has placed here cracks a little bit, and he stops with his strength, which I think he'd probably be able to do with Varney pulling him aside.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna like hard tackle you either. That would be a bad look. But you're definitely stronger than me.
Alicabnus,
Yes.
we're going to leave this city with the slaves. You don't have to approve. You don't even have to help. But it is going to happen. I
Mhm.
suggest you do as we've discussed and keep your soldiers at home. Be terribly concerned about protecting your own people. Tomorrow morning there will still be a Zirna Canaan, and someone will have to restore order.
Mhm. But other than that, she's
That you would-
silent. And staring you down.
Now I grab Zeph's shoulder and a little bit more forcefully, like, come on.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Mm-hmm. up there.
Mm.
Let's see. Meanwhile, get general stealths from Raj and Twitch for their more sneaky business.
Sneaky business.
For the benefit from an
I did enjoy watching that, but I do need a bio break. But I'll roll quick stealth.
Mm-hmm.
And is that with or without the potential invisibility bonus? I wonder.
That is without the potential. I'm not really sure how you want to count that. Like, does he get a straight up plus 20? Because also we need the flat line for when they're in areas of light.
Mm-hmm.
Because my understanding was the city's kind of lit,
Mm-hmm.
but I would definitely find corners where it's dark, shadow in the underdark. That's weird. To where we would have the eggs. And if we've lost Raj, that will just be a good roll for both of us, I'm pretty sure.
Also, you still have those gloves, so it's really easy to just dig a hole in the wall and put it. Like,
Oh,
you don't even
yeah.
have to have it like appear on the
And
other side of the wall.
one cubic-
If the wall's deep enough, you can just literally have a hatch in the wall a little bit and just leave a little poke hole that'll scream out of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Take advantage of gloves and leave as low impact behind us as possible until they hatch.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and
I kind of, in my mind's eye, I picture this more as Raj running lookout and, protection in case anything goes wrong, and Twitch kind of being the stealthy one who's doing something up to no good when he's by the wall in order to use that one round to make the cubic hole, stick the egg in there, and using, I guess, another round to seal it up enough to just leave a little opening.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
I'm actually going to be right back, too, because now that he said something, now I have to use the restroom. So
it is about time, but if you want to do a quick, I guess if you're doing lookout or perception to spot any patrols or citizens wandering about.
I'll tap ahead to add 8 to this.
Okay.
16, so glad I did that.
Yep. There's a couple close calls, but with Twitch's stealth.
And we would use that lantern too. Raj would have that lantern so that he could kind of blind groups as he needed to.
That one doesn't blind people if you're talking about the dark sight one.
Yeah, that increases night or dark vision range.
I thought the way I read it was that if you
the mask,
whoever
if you don't have dark vision.
I read that wrong then.
No, and it's the assassin's clothes that make us invisible to dark vision.
Yep. It also gives you a +5 to hide against bear stone, but which makes that even higher, but still.
Yep.
What's the other thing?
They returned.
Well, awkwardly, I was talking to you all the whole time I went potty.
Yes.
Yeah, we know your move there, Cope.
That's only the second time I've done it. Oh, maybe third.
No, we didn't hear any of it, so.
I
Strategic
didn't hear the turd
mutes.
flop, so.
I'm back. Ugh.
So I read this in the Dark Side Lantern. However, to other creatures with dark vision, they and the area around them are illuminated as one would be holding a torch.
Yeah, meaning if
So we all
Meaning they can see
benefit
you
from the
from further
ability
away.
to see.
Yeah.
Oh, they see you.
Yeah, it acts like a torch
Okay.
for people who have dark vision. So, like,
I
if you
was
have it
reading
like
almost
100 feet away, they're gonna see you like you're carrying a torch in the darkness for normal people.
Gotcha. I read it almost like a sniper weapon, where like
Mhm.
you could see further, but whoever you're looking at is impeded by the fact that now they have vision as if there's a torch in front of them, so they don't get their dark vision. But that makes sense too. That you glow like you've got a torch.
A really good
Yeah.
follow-up question, though. Does that supersede normal lighting? Because if the extra dark vision lighting supersedes the normal lighting, and then you wear the mask, you're invisible to dark vision.
And there's just a strange glowing spot in the dark vision. Maybe they'll think they've got cataracts.
You never know.
Yeah, I probably could have
You have
worded that
one-
a little bit better, but
Mhm.
that was like 2 minutes
they're
before
neat.
session. I was like, that'd be kind of a neat idea.
Yeah, I think
Do
they're
have
neat.
one
I
more
always love
little
custom
thing
items.
with Varney once we're done with the people doing
Oh
the real
yeah,
work.
I assume so.
Well, just travel time alone, I would say it'd take them about 3 hours to plant the ones up in the Erdrasir city, part of the city. To travel
Well,
for all of those.
can we keep going and start on the ones down lower so that Soren doesn't have to do it all himself?
I would say, in the meanwhile, depending on which ones he tries to plant, he could cover either the last city or half of Arshivar, the middle section.
Where are you going, Soren?
Sorry, I
Oh,
missed something about
well, he
the
went for a
that you
restroom
broke
break.
up at the last like sentence about the lower city, so I didn't hear that part.
Just
Like, where am I going?
where do you want to start planting the eggs they gave you to put? Like,
I
it'll
figured
take them 3 hours to cover Yggdrasil to hit all the.
I was like going to like walk like this kind of like routine, like this kind of going towards the houses in this inner city here last.
So you could get the at least the 3, the one below Arshivar, the one by the waterfalls, and the one near Ovesia. So you get those 3 planted easily while they're doing that. It's more for you. It's more about finding an opportunity between crowds. For them,
Oh yeah.
it's sidling up to the walls and putting it in it. So it'd probably be better for them to cover the citadels as well. But
Yeah, I
by the
was going to say
time-
let us do the gate houses, and would it make sense for us to sneak down to the fire lava pit?
Well, I can go do that one. What we can do, like,
Well,
out of character,
the Ashen Bath kind of said is a little bit more technical. So honestly,
Yeah,
Twitch
we
probably
need to
should
research
be
that.
for that one.
Mm-hmm.
well, what I was gonna say is once I get towards the Vestia area, like, you can meet up with me around that area, and then I can go into the last city with you guys to deal with the square, while you guys hit the more secure
Those two.
areas.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, did you guys set up a meeting point after you met up with Alcapis?
I assumed after we were planting all the locations, we were all going to meet up in like a square we designate before we go any further. So honestly, if we're doing that, the safest square for us to meet up might just be over this area here.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Mosslight headquarters?
They're
Somewhere
kind of
in there.
scattered all around. They're not.
But like, it
yeah.
might be safer for us to meet up in the slave quarter area.
And that way we could direct as many slaves as we can, influence to book it towards the gates.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine we probably hid whatever food sources. I know we were kind of toying with that. Those are probably stashed like near here and near here, near the two slave exits. Whatever carts haven't been used or pushed into those areas are probably staged like, still in the slave quarters because they don't want carts of food sitting out here in their pretty villages.
Yeah, so as
I
far
guess
as the
that's right.
downstairs area, you guys are the ones that are going to be setting up the citadels. I'll be doing the non-citadel ones where it's mostly me just waiting for opportunities to hide said eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And to take the pressure off a little bit, I think I was reading the clock wrong, and that you still got 23 hours before the thing starts. So
Shit, we got to
what
dial back our egg timers.
Oh,
And now I have to go back and get the ones I just put there. Just better remember where I fucking buried them. God.
I'll be able to find it because it's ticking.
yeah, right. Did we still need to do anything with that, like ceiling mounted stronghold?
Yes, you do,
Or-
but it might be good to get information on it. Other than
Yeah, let's get these in place. We can work that as another angle after.
Mhm. Okay, might back off another 3 to get the rest of them into place. The one I will give you a little bit more description of is as you get down to the Ashen Baths. The 3 great pools of magma that make up the Ashen Bath are extremely large, and you see salamanders wandering around maintaining the mechanisms of it. Over the smallest of them appears to be a portal from which drips a constant stream of magma. I keep saying it like that, magma.
So like a planar gate?
Yes, it might very well be, though. You'd need to arcana it specifically, though you do see around that pool several pillars, atop which are large polished gems.
Right. I'm gonna tap that.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates saw treasure.
You do know that disrupting any of those towers could very well close the portal, or it could throw it wide open. Either way, it caused a great amount of destruction in the area.
How do I throw it wide open?
Oh god.
Specific
Could he do an
mechanics.
Could he do
I'd
an
need a minute.
alchemy or maybe an engineering on top of that arcana?
I just want you to come back like good news, bad news. Bad news didn't disable the Ashen Maz. Good news is there's now a slowly expanding portal to the plane of fire.
Slowly.
Oh wait, no, wait. Yes.
We don't need bombs. I turned the city into one.
It's on fire
Nice.
anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let's open this portal.
Well, you'd need to get very close to them to study them enough to figure out how to manipulate them to open it wider. The destruction and destabilization of the pillars would most likely just close it.
Well, and that would eliminate the lava from the entire cavern that they use for their furnaces.
Yes, it would
Okay, that's good
probably
enough.
take a few days, but it would eventually all flow down the firefall.
They'd run out. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just do that.
Want to hit the gemstones with the quick appraise, just out of curiosity?
Oh, did you say gemstones?
Yeah.
Very, very polished gemstones atop the pillars, and very large. You're pretty sure 20 of you could retire off of one of these things.
So
New
now
plan.
the goal, new plan. The goal now is to place an egg where the worm would knock over a pillar. One of the 3 pillars, all of the pillars are going to get knocked over, but one of the 3 pillars would knock over, not into the lava. And I would designate maybe that it would fall this direction or this direction, wherever the pillars are. One of them, I want to figure out engineering wise how the other 2 can fall into it and knock it out this way so that its gems would fall in this general.
I'm just
Location.
imagining he's there with like a sextant and like a tripod,
Oh,
just trying to
no,
figure out the
everybody want
exact
robot.
location to place this egg.
Mhm.
Well,
Demolition's
go
entering
ahead
via
and
purple worm.
roll in engineering. We'll resolve it ultimately later, but
All right, tapping that. Damn it! Last tap.
Wait,
and that for
I was about to say you could add 4. 18? I don't know how it works.
I think the
The most
that's
recent
all
one.
his taps. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
I think
tapped him,
Twitch
that's all
got.
his most result.
I think Twitch got
Twitch
a
overthinks
little.
it.
He got a little too excited there.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god! Oh my god.
All right, well, they're all set. Does anyone else wish to try to do a diplomacy to learn more about the fucking elf names?
Yeah.
Vivernus.
Soren into action.
You find out from a variety of different people of putting information together that on the day of the festival's beginning, pretty much all of the priests will be down amongst the townsfolk, leaving the place drastically empty. Whereas under normal circumstances, there'd be some 1,200 up there, 12,000. Yes, it's very, very tightly packed up there. 1,200 drow of each of the cults.
World's
All of
largest
their
con.
highest members will be down, enacting the sacrifices for the lords.
I was muted when I said it, but with my diplomacy, for a doomsday cleric, Soren's pretty likable to the common person.
None of this was like stated directly. Like, yeah, no, you should totally attack the place tomorrow. Everyone will be gone.
Yeah.
But it was like inference from how they'll all be down amongst the people and all that.
Oh,
So we place the bombs while the city's getting fucked by purple worms.
I mean, they won't expect it. They're going to be dealing with the purple worms.
All right.
No one expects a terrorist attack during a terrorist attack.
That was the
Brilliant.
strategy
The
behind
second
9/11.
worm is at the tower.
Oh god, I was wondering who was going to make that joke.
Yikes.
Just
We're
a
definitely on
purple
the
worm
radar now.
sailing through the air while we're doing the mission.
Purple worm with wings. A fixed
I've had
wing.
the worst
Cast
idea.
airwalk on the purple worm.
I've had the worst
Oh.
idea for a YouTube clip at the end of Tremors.
Tremors 27.
Don't worry. Zeph already told the drow it's coming. I'm sure they'll take it as a credible threat.
Although that is a good point. We may want to have somebody who could prepare it, have play castings of freedom of movement in case things get hairy for us and we need to.
As
Yeah.
we all meet back and talk for a second, can we retroactively make sure we're not attacking the
before-
house of the person
Oh,
whose
oh,
information we need?
Oh yeah, no.
Before we
Zeph and
meet up.
Varney are gonna have a scene.
Okay.
Yeah, before we meet up again.
Mhm.
So if any of you guys that are out there putting the purple worms want to do something before we meet up back up, I would do that first. But then we should probably cut back to them.
All right, but we have all the purple worm eggs, right?
They're all
All
placed unless you want to retcon
And we've
one real
placed
quick.
them. And do we want to retcon? We don't want to place one at the site where y'all just met the lady who's going to give you information after this,
Why would we not?
because then you can't get the information.
Okay, we're
We
gonna have
kill
to.
her.
We're getting
We're
that.
gonna have this. Yeah, we're gonna have that conversation now, most likely. But
Okay, sorry.
we'll just say the egg is there.
All right. So it is obviously a bit of a long and awkward walk away
Mhm.
from the chamber, and Zeph doesn't speak until we're well away from them and in relative privacy.
Mhm.
And without looking at Varney, he will just let out, "That was stupid. I know exactly how fucking stupid that was. We had her. She was comfortable. She thought she understood what we wanted and understood what kind of men had walked into her little study. And then you asked about the half-elves. And apparently, that's all it takes. I spent that entire conversation measuring every word out of my mouth and then handed her the one thing she didn't have. She knows something is coming tomorrow. She knows it concerns the slaves. She knows I'm confident enough to threaten her in her own fucking house." He'd shake his head and say, that was amateur. But you asked. You looked at me, you realized something was there, and you asked her. You're an inquisitor, Varney, so don't insult me by pretending you didn't notice. You wanted to know why, so ask. Don't circle me with questions about half-elves and watch my face to see which one draws blood. You want to know why I can't sit there listening to her talk about people like me? Then ask me. You want to know why I know things about the Drow better than I probably should? Then ask me, Varney. You want to know why every time you talk about how we should be careful or patient or consider what happens to Zirna Kanan after we're gone, I look like I want to put my fist through your head? Then just ask me, but don't do that to me in front of one of them again. And don't mistake this for me blaming you for what I did. I'm the one who said it. I'm the one who fucked up. If she moves against the evacuation tomorrow because of what I just told her, that's on me. That's mine. So now we should assume she does. She knows enough to be dangerous. But Varney, if you're going to ask, you better actually want the answer.
Are you done? Barney waits for a response.
Why so?
Cool. I would like to punch Zeph in the face. It's more about contact than actually inflicting damage, but however we want to adjudicate that, but it's more of the shock of sucker punching someone that isn't expecting to get cold clocked in the schnoz.
I mean, up to you two. If you want to roll with
Yeah.
it, just roll with it.
If you want to roll, you can.
Oh boy, this isn't gonna go well.
Can I relate to it?
I'm just gonna. You know what? Yeah. Let's add a +8 to this. I'm gonna use my club just because that's the same a bonus as my unarmed strike.
With the club.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm just using a fist. This is. I'm not even gonna roll an non-lethal damage or any of that shit. This is just purely a moment. Oh wow, I rolled so dog shit. That was. Oh, I added it to the damage. That's why. Okay, that should be a higher. Okay, good. So that would be 24, probably flat-footed if you tell me, but
I mean, it is a sucker punch.
yeah, it's a sucker punch. I'm not doing damage. I am more just interested in contact than anything else. Arguably a touch.
He's going for the emotional damage.
Exactly.
All right. Let me my sheet. And it was what to hit?
24. Probably just like touch.
On mark.
Flat-footed.
Blood rage. Oh, yeah, flat-footed. That would definitely hit.
Yeah, so Varney just wheels around and just full Colcocks you in the jaw.
Do you say something afterward, or do you wait for him to respond?
Oh no, I'm gonna say immediately.
Okay.
Yep. I am very good at my job, Zeph. Did you think I did not know that you were hiding stuff for months now? Did you think that I was not enlightened to what you are plotting, what you carry in your heart? Do you think I did not realize that you were hiding about your origins even before we came here? But you were playing a dangerous game down here. You clearly have an axe to grind with all the drow in this place, and you are willing to gamble with the lives of the slaves. And I know you're going to say it was my needling that made you drop information. You were all but telling her the time, date, and the method of which we will strike well before I opened my mouth. Your hatred makes you weak, Zeph. The grudge that you carry, that darkness in your heart, that makes you predictable. It's the very things that will hold you back from getting the justice that you want, that you deserve, for what I am sure the awful wickedness these people have put down upon you. When I met you, you were pretending to be a good man. You were pretending that that darkness did not control you, did not define your actions. Be that man, then. And now I will give a moment if he wants to reply.
Yeah. Just let me think for a second. Do it. All right. Zeph would stay where the punch leaves him for a moment. Drawing a little blood from his lip, he would wipe it and look at his hand and stare at it. You still don't understand. He would look up at you, Varney. You think the good man was a lie. You think I invented him because I needed you to trust me that somewhere underneath all the smiles and heroics and fucking speeches, there was this thing wanting to crawl out. Maybe you're right. But do you have any idea how badly I wanted the lie to be true? I wanted to be Zeph. I wanted to be the idiot who throws himself between strangers and swords because it's the right thing to do. I wanted to believe that if you saved enough people and you killed enough monsters, you became something better than what made you. And eventually all of this would stop mattering. And then he gestures all around us, around the city. But then I came home, and it's all still here. The chains are still here. The houses are still here. Children are still being born into the same fucking world I was born into. And you tell me my hatred makes me predictable. Of course I hate them. I learned hatred before I learned what freedom was, Varney. I watched my father belong to people who thought his life was furniture. I learned how useful I needed to be before someone decided I was worth feeding. I learned exactly how much of a person people like her thought I was. And tomorrow, we're going to open that gate, and we're going to get those people out.
And so you let the people who hurt you dictate your life still. And even in your victory, you allow them to win. For the hatred they have put in you is now what is in control. I did not think how you were before Zeph was a lie, an identity that you fit. I believe that is who you want to be and who you can be. Being good, doing the right thing, it is not a matter of your birth or your background. It is a choice. It is a choice you make every day, every time you make a decision. But these people, they poisoned you, and you let them poison you. I am sorry for the hurts that you have had to endure. I truly am. Is that if I could take hold of this saw and split open the veil of time itself and step back to rescue the child that you were so you would not have to experience that, I would. Believe me, I would. But you don't have to let that be a part of you anymore. Maybe in some ways you're right. That the people who treated you and your father like that deserve to suffer. But you do not have to suffer alongside them. Let it go. Choose to be who you want to be, not what they made you be.
Don't say that. Don't tell me you'd go back for him. Because there was a time when that boy would have given anything for someone like you to walk right through that door. He would have believed you immediately, too. That's the pathetic part. You could have told him you were taking him somewhere safe, and he would have followed you anywhere. But let me tell you, Varney, nobody came. And so he learned. We are going to evacuate every single slave out of this city that we can, but don't ask me to pretend like that's enough. Because, Varney, I've seen what happens after we leave. They rebuild, they find somewhere else. Another father gets dragged underground, and another child grows up learning how to obey. Another little bastard spends half his life trying to become someone good enough that nobody can see where he came from. And maybe that's the part you actually understand. You tell me to be the man I pretended to be, Then fine. Then help me figure out what that man does with this, because I don't know. I know how to save people. I know how to kill the people that hurt them. I don't know how to look at something like Zirna Kanan knowing exactly what it will do if we leave it standing and just walk away. So don't give me a sermon, Varney. I think I deserve something better than that. Show me. Show me how the good man wins.
Barney's silent for a moment. Do you know what one of my greatest regrets about this mission we are upon, Zeph? That I cannot help persuade the people of this city to turn away from their ways. They have a choice. And so we are going to drop a building on them instead. I understand your pain. I understand your anger. As unfortunately, that is the terrible dichotomy of good versus evil. You can always have the line of where you have done bad enough. But when you try to do good, nothing you ever do will be good enough. I am not here to preach to you philosophy or sermons of my God, Zeph. I am expressing frustration and concern for a man that I would like to think is my friend. You are torturing yourself. And you know that you may believe that this is me being preaching, but it is the truth. And when you speak of yourself, young, willing to believe in something, you say that is pathetic. I say that is true. And from that suffering, you can make it a choice. That next time you see a child wanting to believe in something, you can be the one that takes them to safety. Suffering can bring pain, but it can also teach us empathy, to understand the others and their struggles. You understand the people here, the slaves they were trying to see free, better than I. If you want to know what the good man does, then save everyone you can. And do not worry about making your point to those who hurt you. And perhaps start by telling the others about this. I know that I'll ring hollow coming from someone such as I, but Raj, Twitch, even Soren, they choose to walk this road down with both of us. I may follow this path due to my mandate, and you due to your passions, but they have neither. I have told them my secret. Perhaps they deserve to know yours. I will say nothing to them.
I hate that you make sense when you're being insufferable. You know what I thought? You know what I thought freedom would be like? I thought there would be a moment, some threshold I'd cross where everything before stopped mattering. No master, no chains, no one telling me what I was worth. I thought I'd step across it, become someone else. But I carried the place with me. Everywhere. And I think somewhere along the way, I decided the only way to finally be free of it was to destroy it. Not just the people responsible, but the whole fucking thing. Tear it down so completely there would be nothing left that could ever make another child like me. And I told myself that was justice. And I still think some of it is. But you're right about one thing. I've been trying to make a point. I don't just want to free the slaves. I want the drow to understand. I want them frightened. I want them standing in the ruins of everything they thought so permanent, and for them to feel powerless. And he gives a bitter smile, which sounds remarkably familiar when I actually say it out loud. So tomorrow, we save them. That's the point. Not revenge, not teaching Zirna some grand fucking lesson, not making the drow experience what they inflicted on everyone else. We open the gate, we get the children out, we get the parents out, we get the old, the sick, the frightened, the angry bastards who hate us, and anyone else who'll take our hand. And if something stands between them and that gate, then we drop a building on it. But the others, I've lied to them for a long time. Not just about being a slave, about what I am. They think they know, but they don't. I figure Soren might suspect something, maybe more than something, and after today, anyone with eyes knows there's something wrong with me. But saying it, once I tell them, I can't decide afterward. I wasn't ready. They'll know where I came from and what I've done. They'll understand why I can walk through this place without someone needing to explain the rules. They'll know I'm not a good man. You knew. You knew what I was, and you stayed, and I still don't understand that. But you're right. They stayed too. They walked in this place beside me without knowing what it meant for me to come back. They deserve the truth. Just if they have different feelings about me afterward, they'll have every right. But stand beside me when I tell them. I don't think I can tell that story alone.
Varney nods and goes, "Only one thing's add, friend." Put a hand on your shoulder. There is nothing wrong with you. The past does not decide who you will go to be into the future. Get that thought out of your head first. We should probably get moving, though. We have to shake down a brothel owner in the next 20 hours.
Well, if the past decided everything, then none of these people we're saving would have a chance either. And I refuse to believe that. Let's go, Varney.
That is the way. I shall continue trying to push everyone's alignment towards the good side.
Jump to Twitch in the brothel, throwing out gold pieces. This place is great. What's your name again? You're the owner. I love being here. I don't ever want to leave.
All the gunpowder falls out of his pockets. We arrive to a smoking building. Twitch, how did you know? I'm just really on top of it.
That was
really good
golf
scene.
clap. That was really good. Like that was amazing.
Very nice. It's
Hey.
only 9:48. If we want to do something else, we got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we can all meet back at the square and discuss the fact that we're going to have to do basically the entire remainder of this book in one in-game 20-hour stretch.
You brought the avocado in the coffee pot. Good. We're set.
I honestly think that the crunch of a time frame like that makes for a better end of book than anything.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be very climactic with us running scant on resources.
I mean, of the plan, all we've got left is the gunpowder in the dome, right?
Well, no, we need to break into the Venom Kiss.
That has to happen before all this shit.
Well,
if they want to get the information,
worm
probably
on top of him.
Yeah, before we have the worms kill everyone, because it's going to be a little awkward to go talk to the lady after we terrorist attacked her entire city-state, including her, and Zeph also kind of let slip that we're definitely doing
Zeph
something.
Dropped it. Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, so we got to do this in a dead fucking sprint.
Well, it'll be make a memorable end of campaign if it bursts up into flames.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good thing Twitch is in there celebrating. I assume Raj came along after we successfully laid all the eggs. Twitch needed to blow some steam off.
My Staff of Dark Flames is fully charged, so I'm ready to go with that thing too.
So is Twitch's.
You should really get that checked out. I don't think those prostitutes have gotten checked up in a while.
Strip club.
When was the last time we rested, by the way?
Since before that slave convoy.
And we're probably going to rest. I assume we're going to rest before we kick this whole thing off because we're going to have to.
We can at least heal each other. I mean, we got Cure Light Wounds wands, but
I mean, that's going to be what, 8 hours?
If people use
the advantage of still having the droughts, guys, is it's only 2 hours of downtime.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So that's more manageable then.
And Druid said, how long would it be before they hatch?
He didn't.
Fuck.
There's also another thing she didn't tell you, but you ain't fighting about that for a while.
Don't worry, I have faith in the inheritors that it shall all happen at the most dramatically appropriate time.
How long before they hatch, and then how long before they get hungry and start screaming, and then how long would it take the worms to hear them?
I mean, they're newborn, so probably screaming almost immediately.
As far as hatching, it says they get right up to the point of hatching. So I would imagine pretty quickly. I don't think it's going to be a day before.
Sure, I'd imagine so too. So we have no idea.
Worm anatomy, you tell me, Twitch.
We have no idea. We don't really know where we're going to be at when shit cracks the egg and they come out screaming. If y'all want to catch this feller and get him into a room where you can interrogate before we do what we do, I have spent an ungodly amount of money in here. I'm pretty sure I could get a VIP room in which I might be able to have a conversation or meeting with him just to shake a hand and say, I really love his establishment. At which
I
point
really
y'all
love
can
your
come
work.
back. Yes, it's let me tell you, you're grooming some fine specimens here.
Oh God, we don't really want to talk about grooming and prostitution together. Cope.
I put 2 worm eggs in here.
So maybe we run that angle. I don't know.
I feel like we all need to meet back up at the square, have a brief conversation, and then probably sprint straight over to the Venom Kiss to get that done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is the question. Do you want to rest before or after the Venom Kiss?
I feel like the Venom Kiss should be before, and then we rest.
Kenneth
but if
is
it's 2 hours,
delighted.
I mean, if it's only 2 hours, it's really not a big deal.
Well, because I'm not very many spells or resources down right now, so some Cure Light Wounds wants to top off a hit point, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, I accidentally topped up my spells, but I can take them off. I only went through like 3 spells, so it's not like
I'm
I feel like the Venom Kiss should be first, and then we rest.
because even with all the clergy gone, breaking into that temple up there is probably going to be a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably still going to have some demons and shit lurking around. So
Twitch is staying at the Venom and Kiss. Y'all can come fill him in.
Yeah. We just light retconned that actually was our meeting spot.
No, it wasn't, but we cannot get Twitch out of there, so we turned it into our meeting spot.
I'm good. Y'all leave me alone. Victoria is going to marry me tonight.
I'm sorry to break the news to you, but she's named Victoria. She's very indecisive.
Oh yeah, there's a like a little apostrophe in the middle of there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, have you met Michelle? Because where the hell did Michelle go? Y'all get out of here.
No, it's Michelle. She's very sick.
God damn it!
No, Michelle's some sort of humanoid snail creature.
Careful now. Depending on who's playing the game, that might make it better.
All right. So if y'all want to have your talk.
What?
Sorry, Loki's in the other room with a prostitute right now.
Wait, Loki or the character?
Shit, I mean Daraj. I mean no, Loki. He goes by Loki here in the strip club. His name is not Daraj. Daraj has not come to the strip club.
Don't tell Daraj's wife that she's at the strip club.
Don't tell any of Daraj's friends or wives that he is here right now. This fella named Loki is.
All right. It sounds like we're meeting Twitch at the Venom Kiss.
Yep.
It does have curtained off booths and private rooms for rent, so you could plot in a little bit of privacy.
Yes. Plot.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, we got everything done. We are good to go. I just need to shimmy up that cavern.
Nothing can go wrong from here on out.
I need to shimmy up that cavern on my spider, plant the gunpowder, make a big kaboom, and all our plans are done.
At
so
that
I'm
exact
celebrating
moment,
now.
at that exact moment, Varney pulls back the curtain. All of our plans are fucked.
What?
You roundabout at the end of the episode.
Is anyone else getting roboty? I can barely hear any of you guys.
Everyone's fine to me.
Even you are fine for me, so
yeah.
I'm good right now.
Your downstream might be bad, whereas your upstream's still good.
Yeah, that's what
right now. Right now, everyone's mostly robotic for me.
Huh, weird.
That's what happened to me earlier. If you can close Discord and give it a moment, and I actually rebooted my phone, and I came back, and everything was good.
So, Cope, whatever you're saying, I can't understand a word you're saying. So give me a second.
No, either way, I'm gonna stop the recording. So.
What